Hi, welcome back to Rebel Health. I am Dr. Ellen Vora, a holistic psychiatrist based in New York City and currently sitting here in summery Nelson, New Zealand, which is lovely. And I just want to touch upon the opioid crisis right now. And I'm not going to attempt to summarize the entire crisis, but I just want to address one small aspect of it that I think is not getting enough airtime, which is that the real issue here is that opiates are addictive. And it's not so much what do we do about pain and pain control and how do we properly address pain, but I think it's let's do our best to not address pain with substances that are addictive, because then they create their own version of pain. And I think that that's what we're missing in this debate. So let me explain. I think that a lot of the corporations that are most successful are the ones that have figured out that human beings get addicted to things. So they exploit that aspect of our biochemistry, and they figure out how to make a lot of money that way. So you've got Starbucks selling us coffee, you have the entire spirits and alcohol industry addicting us to alcohol, you have gambling, you have pornography, you have all these different ways of exploiting the human tendency to get addicted. And the pharmaceutical industry is absolutely no exception. And I think that pharma has figured this out with things like Valium, Mama's Little Helper, all of these different benzodiazepines that are very addictive. I think particularly in the realm of psychiatric medications, I think that they know that stimulants are addictive. I think that there was even some eye towards that in the development of the name Adderall, which I believe was supposed to be ADD for all. Like, let's just get the entire population on this med. So not really a sense of some people qualify for a particular diagnosis and need this medication, but more like everyone loves to feel a little revved up and stimulated, and once we get people on this, everyone's going to stay on this because it's addictive. So opiates are addictive, and I think that what we're really dealing with pain is usually a finite, discrete, time-limited thing. Like, you just had a surgery, you had a dental procedure, you just threw out your back, you're in pain at the moment. And we throw these really powerful, really habit-forming, addictive substances at it. And then maybe the pain itself was going to last a number of hours, days, maybe weeks. But then once you've got somebody hooked on an opiate, what you're left with after that is not the pain itself, still factoring in months later, years later. It's that getting off of an opiate means your body is basically in this almost false chemical version of pain. When you've taken our body's ability to address pain with endorphins, which is what opiates do, then you've basically removed the ability for your body to quell pain, and then your body is just in a state of pain, and it's like your body is screaming. And so when someone's trying to get off of these medications, their body is kind of screaming, give me this medication back. And that is what we're talking about when we're looking at people who are addicted to the substance, who are in chronic pain, who can't get a refill from their primary care doctor, and then find themselves turning to the black market and even getting, even turning to heroin eventually. And so that's what we're working with here. It's not the original pain insult. That has usually come and gone. It's that the body is now going to be in pain if you ever put it in a situation where it's withdrawing from this substance. It's a new and different and almost false kind of pain. So then the question is, what do we do with pain in the first place? And I think that we would be better off trying our best to address pain without any addictive substances. So that's things like NSAIDs, the non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. And then there is a whole world of other approaches to pain that go unexplored and are, of course, not supported by conventional medicine and not covered by insurance. That's things like acupuncture and manual therapy and massage, body work, energy work, even CBD oil. I think even marijuana has a place. Not a perfect substance, not a perfect solution, but a whole lot better than opiates. And that's a way we can handle pain better. And then, of course, if someone really does try all of that and still needs an opiate, because in certain ways there is better living through modern chemistry, then in those situations you need a plan. This is a very finite temporary approach with the opiates, and then there's a plan to taper off and transition over to these less habit-forming substances like CBD oil or NSAIDs or acupuncture or massage therapy. You can imagine if insurance covered acupuncture and massage, we would all have much less of an opiate crisis. But we know that the insurance companies are in bed with the pharmaceutical companies, and they're going to promote things like the opiates. And so one final sidebar here is just to say, I think addiction itself is a really interesting and complex topic. And it's not just that this fleshy brain will, in all situations, get addicted to this very habit-forming substance. There are more factors that play into it. And I think that there are even things like how much love and support you got from your parents early in childhood that matters. So I think even things like more progressive parental leave policies that allow parents to be around their kids, and also that allow parents to not start off the experience of parenting in a state of panic and stress mode because they think, okay, I have 6 weeks, then I have to get back to work and I have this newborn and I'm just figuring this out. If we had progressive parental leave policies, those kids are starting off life in a household that's just less stressed, and there's just more presence from the parents. And then even things in adult life affect the tendency towards addiction. And there's beautiful research on this with mice and cocaine addiction, but basically you're looking for an enriched environment, meaning you're actually living in a way that we evolved to live, and your body feels full and satisfied. And that's things like human connection and community, being in nature, getting adequate rest, having adequate play, all of these things that actually make us feel fulfilled as humans. So I think that even things like being locked into a soulless corporate job where you have very little free time and you're not connecting with your community and you're not grounded in really good positive relationships, I think that is a recipe for addiction. So it's not just that these substances are addictive and in a vacuum they'll addict anybody, it's that you take these very habit-forming substances, you combine it with not enough availability of love early in life, and then not enough of an enriched environment in adulthood, and you've got a recipe for disaster. And it is such a tragic situation we have on our hands. So there's things we can do about it. Some of it are sort of planting a tree that can come to life 40 years from now, and some of the things we can do today, like get acupuncture and CBD oil to help manage your pain today. So I hope that's helpful, and we'll see you next time on Rebel Health.